Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of the RK Football Talk. And we have the five of us today. You've got myself, Matt, David, Stuart, Matt Ty, and Kyle. I would point, but as Matt Ty pointed out last week, that is going everywhere. So you're
learning.
You're
learning.
It's a 4-hour podcast, by the way, with five of us. This is going to be mayhem.
Is this the first time?
Yeah.
No, we had five. We had five with Josh. Yeah, over.
No, but
near
first time with all of us here. Like, all of us in school.
Oh, it could be.
This is the first time me and Matt
since the reboot
in a while, to be fair. So
yeah,
it probably is.
Yeah.
Are you okay? How are you? You all right?
Well, I think the best place to start off really is, should we say Crystal Palace? I mean, like, they probably had the worst weekend.
Oh yeah.
In a very, very long time.
Well, yeah, in the last hour or so, just before we came on to start recording, City confirmed the signing of Guehi for 20 million. It's 3 million less that Chelsea sold him to Palace for.
Yeah, but he's got 6 months left on his deal, so 20 million is actually a pretty good sum of money for Palace to get, considering 6 months.
It was that or
They
nothing.
only get 16 because we get 4 million that, don't we?
Yeah, but
same
16.
With the Conor Gallagher deal, we had a 20% sell-on clause, so we got.
Right.
So Spurs have paid us money for Conor Gallagher, and we've also got City. But I don't know how much truth it is, but it sounds like Guehi's on 300+ K a week at City.
I'm now at the best club in England. Do you hear what he said? I'm now at the best club in England. He wasted no time. City through and through already.
Definitely pissed off that Liverpool didn't pull out the money in the summer, and let's be honest, that's what that is.
He's digging the knife in a little bit, isn't he? Yeah.
Why is he annoyed with us? It was more his club.
The wages. I genuinely think that's what it is. Like, that is the only thing that I could possibly think of. You're getting paid 300 grand a week. Sorry, it's the money.
I mean, if it is, then you know what? Screw that
He's
guy.
probably annoyed that Liverpool.
He's
probably annoyed that Liverpool didn't play the extra few million to make it happen in the summer. That's all. But I actually think it's probably one of the better transfers City will make over the next sort of 3-4 years. He's only 25.
No,
you feel like he's been about forever. He's 25. He is one of the best centre backs in probably in Europe, to be honest with you.
He's the best English centre back by
probably first choice for the English side as well in the central defence.
I think it's I don't think anyone's surprised that Guehi's left this window. That was going to happen. It was always going to happen because Palace had to make money back on him. The surprising bit is Oliver Glasner basically down in tools and saying, "Fuck the rest of the season. Who gives a shit? I ain't bothered."
Yeah,
and
he has basically said, "I'm leaving in the summer. If you want to make it happen for sooner, go for it." Because the board clearly aren't backing us.
He clearly wanted the payout, right?
Yes,
you don't put a statement out after that. Was it 2-1 defeat to Sunderland and sit there and say, "I'm just I feel abandoned. I'm not being backed." Usually, when managers say that, they either want to go get sacked or they want to leave because that's not a. I mean, I've heard stuff that they're actually trying. They've had positive talks to kind of convince him to stay until the end of the season, but that dressing room must be like. Really, the tension must be you can cut it with a knife. It must be so tense.
Oh my god!
Mateta could be moving as well because Juventus have put in an offer.
Yeah, he's loan with an obligation to buy, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Which, if Mateta goes to Juve, it's a great coup for Juve. But you can look at the clubs in the Premier League who are needing a Premier League recognised striker because he's still young as well. Like, not obviously as a Chelsea fan, although I must admit. Rosenior got the subs out right on the weekend with Delap coming on to win the penalty, but I'd still have Mateta and
the aggression.
Yeah, if you're a Palace fan, you've lost your captain, you will lose your manager, you'll probably lose your best striker,
probably lose that midfielder.
Adam Warrington will leave as well.
I mean, Wharton won't go this window. It'll be summer.
He won't go this window. He'll go in the summer, but.
Sounds like Brentford just in the summer, isn't it? Like basically in the summer, they basically lost there was a top assist, both of their top scorers.
They lost their whole spine, but Brentford have done brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point, but that I just want to hear that. It's just like it feels like in the summer I get it, but Palette like literally like everything was going great, and then it's just gone down the drain. Like you lost everything.
I reckon that Glasner has said that he wanted to leave like for a couple of weeks, and I think. The Palace players knew that, and that's why Guehi's forced through the move. Now,
Guehi was going anyway. That was always happening.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the correct.
I don't think he's forced it through. But
Yeah.
what I don't get with Glasner, right? He's right. He wants to leave at the end of his contract. That's absolutely fine. But the attitude that he's having with the club, I just can't see where it's coming from. Because in the summer, he sort of threw his toys out the pram at the idea of Gahey going and went, "I need to keep my captain." And Palace played hardball to keep him, to keep Glasner happy. That's why he stayed. Let's be fair, because they need to keep Glasner happy.
Yeah, it was all.
Palace have backed him. They signed players in the summer. They signed the players Glasner wanted. I just don't understand where the anger's coming from, if I'm honest.
One of the top 6 or something, like top 8 at one point. Like they're probably really up there at one point early on the season.
Form, and they're also doing quite well in the Conference League. I can only think Glasner's head has been turned by somewhere or something.
This was where I was going to go.
That was the speculation came from. As soon as it was announced that he was going to leave in the summer, the ties between Glasner, particularly I think United as well, with the vacancy there.
The timing's odd, isn't it?
If I was the United board and I saw my potential new manager doing this, I would think, you know what? I don't really fancy having that type of person in charge of.
That's why I don't think they'll go for Tuchel either. But yeah, I mean, yet another example of a manager owner sort of breakdown this season. Is that the fourth one?
Isak done it. Salah.
It's weird though, right? Because Forrest was the first one to do it, and that was the chairman being an idiot.
Exactly. Yeah.
This isn't. I feel bad for Palace and for Steve Parish. I'm like, what more can they do to keep him happy?
Well, they're not a club that's going to be like getting at like big revenues or anything. They can spend big money because obviously they are kind of a club, but they kind of have to sell. In a way,
do you reckon they sold Eze? Do you reckon that's what it is? That's the only big sort of sell that they had. Obviously, Gahey's gone now. I get that, but
surely he knew that.
Eze's not pulling up trees at Arsenal at the minute, though.
He's being benched by Madueke. But if you look at every year, they lost Eze this summer. They lost Gahey now, and then the summer before that, they lost Elise.
That's right.
They do seem to pick a player up, mould him for a year and a half until he's unbelievable, sell him, but then don't properly replace him.
I don't know. I think they have. I think they absolutely have.
What's that guy? Was it what the guy he got from Villarreal? I think it's like
Jeremy Pino.
Yeah, like he was supposed to be his replacement, and he's done pretty good so far this season. So I would say they have replaced him.
But what I'm saying is, if you compare the influence, yes, he's looked good, but if you compare the influence like Eze Elise had on that Palace team, like Eze, Elise and Mateta, that front three for that 6 months they were together was unbelievable. And then Eze and Mateta as well last season, goals and assists for Palace, like hitting really good charts. But it's not quite been there yet. And you would have thought with winning their first ever trophy, getting into Europe, you would think. I think I can understand a bit for Glasner. It's like, right, this should be a really good point for us to try and push on, and certainly, yes,
that's not how football works.
I know it's not how football works, but I can understand some frustration because if you're like a football purist, you'd want, right, this is our chance to try and keep some of the other players around a bit longer and bring in more. But he's probably just seen it as our best players will keep leaving because
it's the size of the club. Do. I mean, Palace is a known name, as we all know, but like it's like you could do that with other clubs, but Palace is always going to be a kind of bent or like a kind of barrier.
You have to expect players are always going to leave for bigger clubs if they come.
It's always going to be a small club, but it doesn't take 3 years to build it. It takes 10 years to build it, and I don't understand what Glasner sort of was expecting. If I'm honest, yes, he won the FA Cup with them, and it was an amazing achievement for him with Palace. But now they're at the start of the cycle again. Yes, Eze's gone, Gahey's gone now. So at the start of the cycle again, you've got to give it time.
I think
you'll be mid-table for 2 years, then push on again. And
it makes me think about the original question that you brought up was that why is he so upset? I mean, he knew that Gahey was going to leave this window more than likely. Is it because the results haven't been great? I mean, or is it a combination? Is it just a complete breakdown in relationship with the board or with Parish or whoever? Like it is unusual.
Timing, I do, because he mentioned in his interview that the timing of the sale was just before the next game. Like, and the same with Eze, it was just before the next game. None of this, like, he played the game and then he left. He actually left just before the game, so it destroys his preparation for that game. That's why he was getting annoyed.
Sorry, hang on.
But it is small.
Eze did play the game and then left. the deal was agreed and he played in Europe for them.
There's,
Oh, because he
but they
brought
get-
up about Eze, so I'm very surprised he said that then. If that's
I
but
think
that's our
anyway.
nature of as Carl said, that's nature of football, isn't it? That happens sometimes.
Mm.
You like
Yeah, of
sometimes
course,
you get a player and then all of a sudden like they get a bid and then he goes before the game. Like literally, like it happens.
It's like when players like sign a new long-term contract, say, "Yeah, I'm committed to this club," and then the next window they bugger off. Like it just happens now.
But
Yeah,
it's-
I've seen a
it
lot of
is
those.
upsetting.
David's
upsetting.
right though, right? If I'm Man United, if I'm I don't know, Chelsea, Liverpool, all these sort of teams that could look at managers in the next year, depending on what happens to Liam Rosenior. But all these sort of teams that might look at Glasner, I'm going to be sitting here going, do I want those tantrums? Because that's what
No,
they are. They're
I wouldn't.
tantrums.
Yes, I would.
It's a risk,
Without
isn't it?
yes,
but
it is
Very
you
inflammatory
look-
comments to make in an
Yeah,
interview. I mean, I was
it's a
very
risk.
surprised by that.
It's a risk, but you look at the reward. Frankfurt, he won the Europa League. Palace, he won the FA Cup. You back this manager, you're winning a trophy. I'm saying that now. Palace will be losing their best manager in the Premier League era.
Yeah, I
this
mean, yeah.
summer.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
hands down, yeah,
There's no
that's
doubt,
not
yeah.
even-
even with results as poor as
exactly.
they are now, the fans would still have been devastated to see that news. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think
When it
everyone
comes
knew
to-
he was going in the summer, though. That the fact that he hadn't signed
yeah,
a new contract 6 months
mate.
ago.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I don't know.
But one
Did he have to come out
manager.
publicly though? That's the thing that bothers me. It's like, did he have to do a massive press conference to
No,
sit there
well,
and admit it?
he's asking for
Yeah.
a payday, and he's trying to get the payday. That's
He's just
yeah,
trying to push through a move to United. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's
That's
United.
that's my guess. That's my guess. To
Yeah.
be fair.
Yeah.
It's not the best, not the cleanest of tactics, but yeah, I mean, you know,
Do you
never
think
know,
he
man.
watched Michael Carrick steer them to a win over City and gone, oh shit, he might take the job. I'm gonna have to push it through,
I'm
haven't I?"
buggered myself. I'm going to be out in the cold now. I've got no one to. Oopsie.
But obviously they did get beat by Sunderland on the weekend, and Sunderland have now stretched their unbeaten run at home to 11 matches, which is
This is the other bit. This is the other bit I wanted to mention. He's kicked off after a loss to Sunderland away. There's a lot of teams that have lost to Sunderland away. They're a good team this year at home.
There's a lot of teams that have lost to Sunderland at home.
Well, just to highlight how good this is now the best record from a promoted side at home since Ipswich Town in 1992-93.
Yeah, well, they finished
Wow.
third,
This
didn't
is
they?
now equal joint now. Sorry.
Just them and Arsenal unbeaten at home.
Yeah,
It's
wasn't they
amazing.
finished third at Ipswich? if I remember
Yeah,
correctly,
Ipswich were
but,
right up there that year. Yeah.
But
I
I
don't
mean,
think
I
they were
remember.
third. I think that was Norwich that year.
No, you're thinking of the first ever
I'm
Premier
looking
League
it up.
season.
I'm looking it up.
But yeah.
You don't want to get Norwich and Ipswich mixed up because we will get a ton of hate.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
we've got to
Yeah.
get this one.
Bitter-
right.
No,
Bitter
I'm
rivals.
closest
Yeah.
to
No,
him.
I think
I'm closest to him. Chelmsford, just to let you know.
To be fair, 92-93 season, they were fantastic for the first half of the season. Were fourth in the league in January, then absolutely fell off a cliff and finished 16th.
And where did
Aha.
Norwich finish?
you're thinking of that 2000 one, right, where they finished third and got Europe. I think it was under. I think that's the
Yeah.
one. I think I'm thinking of. But...
Norwich 92-93 finished. Oh, I hate when he's right. It pisses me off.
Third.
Finished third.
But no, but talking about Sunderland, like they're going strength to strength, been absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I do agree with you, Carl. Like you can't bemoan it. Like no one's beaten them.
I'm really impressed they've managed to keep their form up because when we did our predictions right at the start, I put in the message, I put Sunderland to do well, but I thought they would have a blip over this period because of the AFCON, because a lot of their new signings, their marquee signings, I think 80% of them were AFCON players. So I thought they would struggle, but they've actually done really well to embed the squads and keep it going. So fair play to Regis, who's there,
And there was
and the team there to get them up, because it wasn't that long ago we were laughing at Sunderland Till I Die on Netflix, watching them get relegated to League One.
This is true. This is very
was
true.
a funny old game, isn't it? And also, interesting about Sunderland as well is they seem to have a knack of come from behind as well. I think they've got a good. I don't know what the record is, but they've had a lot of games where they've conceded first, but they just have this knack of just like finding the resilience to find their way back.
It's the 12th man. It's all about the 12th man. Stu.
Yeah.
It's the 12th
Oh
man in
yeah, that's
that
good fun.
crowd.
Yeah.
I did like that, like the housery when it was the Tyne-Wear derby, that on their scoreboard they had Sunderland and the logo, and then they just had visitors for Newcastle. Didn't put the badge.
Like it.
didn't put the
Love it.
names,
Love
just
it.
Visitors.
Love
I
it.
love that housery.
Yeah. But another manager that's obviously been on a lot of heat after this weekend's result is West Ham United. Well, I mean, he has been under some heat, Nuno, but it's actually Thomas Frank after their defeat to West Ham United. I mean, they've now come out and said that they are going to keep hold of him, but they are exploring options.
When they say that,
sorry, that
tells
tells
me
no one's good enough for this job.
It's such a tentative position. It's basically we're getting rid of him at one stage or another until we find someone like a better replacement.
That is,
do you know what I mean? And it's like, unless you,
if I was a manager, I would leave after that. I would leave after
Wouldn't
that.
you? Yeah, you'd be like, well, I mean, they've no faith in me anymore. If they've publicly said we're gonna test out options. It always looks bad. It always looks bad to hire someone in a summer and then sack them before the next summer.
It's a really difficult
one.
Worse. Right, because I actually do think Frank is a top quality head coach.
Agreed.
I do think he is, and it's just not worked at Spurs. It hasn't worked, and at this stage, they're getting to the same stage United have been in over the past few years, where you've got to be looking at the players, because if Ange can't make it work, if Thomas Frank isn't making it work, who's going to go into that job and make it work? With these players, who's going to get the respect to the dressing room? Because clearly they do not respect the head coaches.
They've clearly, the Spurs board have set him up to fail, because their next 6 fixtures: home to Dortmund, away to Burnley, away to Frankfurt, home to City, away to United, and then home to Newcastle. There's the North London derby.
Yeah, but you say about setting him up to fail. You don't want to sack someone, then bring someone in even as a caretaker, and then that's their run of fixtures.
I think it would have been a better position. Honestly, I don't think it makes any sense to keep Frank on at this point. Why not just get rid of him? Most people would have said,
because he's limited Matthias Tell again from the Champions League squad, and who they spent big money on in the summer to sign, because they signed him on loan from Bayern Munich. They beat Chelsea out for him, then signed him permanently for 60 million. He's not been in the Champions League squad. And they'd be like, what's the bloody point? You've got injured Dominic Solanke in ahead of him. Like, there's no logic there. And I think if they want to turn their season around, they've got to have to make a change soon, because otherwise it will be too late.
They should have just sacked. They should have just sacked him after the West Ham match. No one would have batted an eye if he had been sacked. No one would have batted an eye.
Finished 15th, 16th last season, but yes, they won the Europa League. Take away the Europa League, they were bang average.
They're a bang average team. That's the point.
Well, he has been unlucky with injuries. He did, and they lost their best player, Son, in the summer. Kulusevski and Madison have both been injured as well. Unlucky, but I mean, work with what you have. Yeah, I mean, they've looked, if anything, worse.
But have their signings stepped up either? Like Barkudis.
Well, this is
none of their signings have stepped up either.
Paulinho
definitely.
And Sarr's been pretty good as well.
But not enough. It's a bang average team with a bang average physio department by the sounds of it. And the truth is, this is the problem. Who do you put in that job? If you're Spurs right now and you sack Frank, what happens next?
Glasner.
Because he won't on top.
Do you know, that wouldn't be a half-bad appointment, I don't think. I think that'd be a benefit in United.
Absolutely awful appointment all round.
Do you reckon? When
he's not back and he's got bang average players and he throws a tantrum and he leaves 6 months later,
I think he would be back.
And
I think the players would like him.
I'll say
Pochettino in the summer after the World Cup.
No, Pochettino's ours, Matt. Stay away.
I think
there isn't many options.
I think that with Pochettino, Pochettino's a great manager. He's obviously done the great things he did at Spurs. He didn't win anything, but he done the great things at Spurs. However, I even think he wouldn't even be able to sort out the Spurs side, because he's not going to be given the time.
And also
he won't be given the time, and he'll be sacked again. So they need to stick with Thomas Frank. I'm sorry, they need to stick with him. Tough tits. It's hard life. Get over it.
Well, either stick with him or don't stick with him. Don't come out and say we're going to stick with him for now. Blah, blah, blah. They should have just sacked him, or just say we're going to stick by our man. None of this kind of.
David there. If you're going to stick with him, say we're backing him. He's got. You're going to give him.
So what happens now?
Under the table.
Exactly. I mean, what happens if they destroy Dortmund during the week? What, do they keep him on now? I mean, they're still going to get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what is the point now?
I mean,
it's such a bad position to take.
I still do believe that if they stick with him and really accept that this year is going to be a bit of a tough one, give him 2-3. I think he'd turn it right around, because he is good enough to. But they've got to, as a club, the board and the players really back the vision, and that's not what's happening at Spurs. Whether that's board, whether that's like you say about Matthias Tell, yes. It's odd that he's not in the Champions League squad, but let's be honest, he wasn't a Thomas Frank transfer, really. That was a transfer from the previous year that was forced upon him. And if you look at how many times he's played this year, Matthias Tell, and he's not starting every game. He's not a Frank guy, if that makes sense. So the board aren't really backing him. The players, honestly, it just feels like the biggest ego locker room we've got in the Premier League, to be honest. The fan base don't help, but the ego in that dressing room is
You don't deserve to have as
mental.
big an ego with the record that they have at home. Sort out that home record, honestly. What is it, like 4 wins in 23 bloody games or something like that? I mean, that is poor. That must be one of the worst in Europe.
Could it be a situation of just because of they lost to West Ham, and obviously losing to West Ham's like a big no-no, especially at home.
Yeah.
Like you just don't do that. So
I did say last week if they lose to West Ham, Frank is going to get he's going to be in big trouble.
From the get-go, I think the moment he lost the game or was dropping points in games he shouldn't be, the fans were straight on his back. They've got the audacity of Real Madrid, but they're Blackburn Rovers. Like they are a team that do not belong in the nonchalance of the Premier League game. What have they done in the Premier League?
You've got to put that online.
Oh my God! Make that a short, Stu. Do me a favour, Stu. Just make that a short and just slap that right at the very top of the channel and just make sure
the best bit about it is the episode.
He'll have all the Tottenham fans offended, but he'll also have the Blackburn fans offended.
Cover all bases and have all of us doing that. You know, around the sides as well. Like, you know, what did he say? Yeah.
But you can sit there and say Blackburn. At least they've won the Premier League, so you can't. That's half on Blackburn.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Well, like 30 years ago, but yeah.
Like,
I
like Tottenham in a few years' time, in my opinion, they'll be closer to. Oh, have you done it on a wet Tuesday night at Tottenham Hotspurs?
They become the Stoke.
Do you reckon that could depend on who they hire next?
Premier League title.
That could highly depend on who they hire next.
Yes.
Do you not think it's an expectation thing, though? So let me say this: do you guys think Tottenham are better than Brighton?
As in, like a better football team, like a better starting 11?
A better team right now.
Right now, no.
Paper, yes.
Right now, no.
Paper, yes.
No. So do you think Brighton are having a decent season?
Yeah.
Tottenham are a point off them.
Yeah.
So is it not an expectation thing? Is it not people are looking at it going, oh, but it's Tottenham after the years they've had or whatever. But this Tottenham, they're not having an awful season. They're just having the season many people expected them to have.
I think it looks worse by the fact that they're having a similar-ish league form than they did last season as well, which is the reason why Ange got sacked. So the remit would have been this season. Don't worry about Europe. Don't worry about that. Just make sure the league form improves, and it's still, if anything, they'll look worse. I think that's why it looks.
They're a bang average mid-table team. You look at it: 22 games, 7 wins, 6 draws, 9 losses. Bang average mid-table team. Not a bad season.
That's really poor. Like that.
Not a bad season. Not a good season.
No, that's
just average.
I think that's poor. It's just with the play. Well, I mean, they have had injuries.
That's what I mean. You say with the players, they've got what players? They're not a good football team.
I was going to say the player, but they had, like I said, with the injuries as well. But you know,
like they are not for me. If someone says to me, "What's the top 6 now?" They're not part of it.
Absolutely not.
They're not part of it.
They're not in the top 8.
Yeah, they're not anymore. I'm sorry. Like Man United will get back up there. We all know they will. Yeah. But
United are having a decent season, to be honest.
Exactly. But Spurs,
very, very good. Very good.
Only going to get better. The manager.
Only going to get better.
Good,
only going to get better. Yeah.
But before we move on to Man United, obviously there was some talk, obviously yesterday from Unai Emery, the Aston Villa manager, and I'm sure Carl will have some something to say on this. Obviously it was a defeat to Aston Villa, which has probably ripped the hearts out of Villa fans in this title race. But I don't think
we're not in the title race. Never have been.
Never were.
I asked Villa to do one thing, just one thing. No. Is to beat Everton.
This is the problem, and I've learned this as a Villa fan. Never expect, right? As soon as you expect, you're set up for heartbreak. It doesn't happen.
Be a pessimist.
On Emery, I'll be honest. It's not as sort of dramatic as Sky Sports in particular are making it out. Unai Emery has sent a message to the board. That's what he's done. They've sold Daniel Marlin. I don't think he quite agreed with selling Daniel Marlin, especially if there was no replacement lined up. Tammy Abraham's seemingly fallen through, and that's the frustration. He's frustrated with the board that they haven't got the deals over the line to push Villa into the Champions League next year. So he's going, with the squad as it stands, we're not a top 5 hope. That's a message to the board. That's all it is.
Just hopefully they can back him.
They will. They will. To be fair, they have backed him always, and I think they will. But we are so sort of handcuffed with these financial stuff.
What's missing? What's missing for you?
We need a striker. You can't have Ollie Watkins on it. Ollie Watkins plays better when he's got competition. If he thinks he's the number 1 striker and he's week in, week out, he don't turn up. He needs competition. I think Personally, I think we need a right back. And Matty Cash has been brilliant, but he's the only right back in the squad. Lamar Bogard can play there, but that might be a summer deal. I think we're in a position because we have played so well at the start of the season. We definitely don't need central midfielders. We've got them coming out of our ear holes. But if there's a good loan option, a decent like Rashford or Asensio last season, you take them to bolster the squad. That's what I say. We need a striker, permanent deal, and we need a good loan, and that'll be enough. We're sitting in third. Do you know what I mean? We're sitting in third, and we didn't win the first 8 games. We didn't score for 4 of them. It was a massive run of form, and I think we have to appreciate the work that Emery's done there for that. Yes, it'd be great if we could have some more reinforcements, but at the same time, I would rather us not spend stupid money on a 28-year-old Tammy Abraham when that's going to ruin us in the summer when we may need to make more deals work.
Okay, yeah, fair enough then. How old is Tammy Abraham now? Must be
20,
like
28.
28.
I was going to say, must be pushing 30, surely. Yeah.
Yeah, 28. And this is the thing, like Tammy Abraham, like if you say to me, do you have Marlon or Abraham? I'm taking Marlon. It is an odd thing for us to sell Daniel Marlon. I think some of it, by the sounds of it, is he wanted to be number 9, the top striker in the club, and Emery didn't see him as a number 9. If I'm really honest, he played him there a bit here and there this year, but he doesn't. He bought him as a right winger.
He wants to play number 9 at Rome, doesn't he?
And he wants to play number 9 at Roma, so fair play. But then I look at him and go, what strikers are there for Villa to go and get? To who's going to sit there and challenge Watkins, but not expect to start every week? There isn't many. Gabriel Jesus on loan wouldn't be a bad move, by the way, from Arsenal.
True.
Throw that one out there.
Though, because obviously, even if his injury, he's still good. There's
talk of a loan deal for him. There's talk, not for Villa, but for other teams. I'd throw myself in. Mateta is an option. Like, I'd look at Mateta.
I don't think he'd go, but yeah.
You think he wouldn't leave Palace for Villa?
I don't think he'd go. No. He wants to be starting. He wants to be playing. Going into that World Cup, he wants to be playing every game.
All right, fair. I wouldn't get tempted in by Igor Thiago. I think he's been brilliant for Brentford because Brentford's style of play is completely suited to him, and they play to all of his strengths.
Again, am I right in thinking he's broken into the Brazil squad as well with his form? So again, he probably won't leave.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just going through option like he won't work at Villa. It'd be like Benteke leaving Villa to Liverpool because Villa played to all of his strengths and made him look amazing. He went to Liverpool and didn't look very good because they played tiki-taka football or whatever you want to call it. Villa played very good football. Igor Thiago's not that striker. So there isn't many strikers out there who's going to complement the team. That's the problem I think we're having.
Danny Welbeck?
So why are we having serious conversations? There's just no point, is there?
It's a serious conversation.
Yeah. World Cup 2026, Golden Boot winner, future Golden Boot winner, Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, but I love the way do you know what I am disappointed? I'm disappointed that someone like Hendrick went to Lyon, right? Because I'd have took a punt on Hendrick as a 6-month loan and just see how he goes from Madrid because he's clearly got a lot of talent. He's very young. I'd have took a punt on him, but instead he's gone to Lyon. I don't think he's doing fantastic at Lyon, to be fair, is he?
Yeah. I think he's played 2, gotten a goal and assist, so I think he's done all right.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so made me feel even worse about not signing Hendrick. Because if imagine saying to Hendrick, do you want to go to Lyon or do you want to come to the Premier League at Villa? I think he's going Villa, if I'm honest. But Lyon do play Champions League, so maybe not. But yeah, I just don't know where the striker's going to come from.
Because he looks up to Benzema at Real Madrid and because that's where he's from. So I think he went there purely for that.
I like it. I do like it. But yeah, I just don't know where the striker's going to come from, and that's going to be the problem. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I genuinely think we should be looking at Arsenal, City, Madrid, Barcelona, and seeing if there's a striker in their team that's not playing, that wants some game time here and there, just like we did with Rashford, just like we did with Asensio, and just see what Emery can do with them for 6 months. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Well, who's the one at Real Madrid who seems to keep falling out of his every so often? Is it Rodrigo?
No. Oh, that is Rodrigo, yeah. The winger.
Yeah.
Winger, Rodrigo, yeah.
But again, winger, we don't need wingers.
Yeah, but he can play in that forward role. But of course, You've got Mbappe FC with Vinicius and Bellingham and all
I
that.
don't think you're getting Vinicius, mate.
No, but I'm saying those are Rodrigo's positions. So Rodrigo is further out the pecking order. So he wants game time, but he won't go. And now, obviously, no one really knows what's going on at Real Madrid. So surely not worth questions like, we'll take him on loan for 6 months, get him out of your hair.
But I do think, again, I hate saying it, but Matt Thanney is right. We're in a World Cup year, so there's not many.
Can't be right. It's not a bad thing.
But there's not many strikers out there that are willing to sort of disrupt themselves and take a chance that they're going to play because they want to be in World Cup squads. These strikers, and it's going to be so hard to find them.
Would it be Championship? Maybe I know it's like where you are, but like you said, you want a player that can really push him. Was out front. Well, I don't know who that would be, but would like a lot of people like you go in the Championship and see if there's a striker you can get quite a good deal and see if you can try.
So they signed a youngster from. We signed a couple of youngsters in this window.
You signed someone from Brazil.
Yeah, but he's not ready. Not ready. He's gonna get a loan, and I'll be honest. So Alisson is who you're on about. He'll play for us. But the other guy we've signed, he'll never pull on a first team shirt. He's been brought in to have a couple of loans and get sold for some money. That's football nowadays, isn't it? So Chelsea fans know that better than anyone. They sign someone and go,
he's not playing.
Yeah.
We're the leaders. We know what we're doing.
Every five signings, one of them will actually work.
Yeah. Ain't Chelsea got a striker we can have? They've got to have someone knock it up, haven't they?
We've got a shit ton of midfielders.
No, we don't need midfielders. We've got midfielders.
We've got loads of wingers. But I think we'll quickly talk about Chelsea, actually. Obviously, a first victory in the Premier League for our new manager as well. We weren't convincing. We weren't at all convincing, but it's a process. We've got to get used to the way he wants to play and all this sort of stuff. I thought it was quite funny seeing these players running on with the little notes onto the pitch at times. I was like, come on. Like,
it's one of those managers.
The most entertaining part of the game was his post-match presser after all the sort of like joke leaked things of how he doesn't wear gloves so the players can hear him clap his hands, and he wanted the team bonding with Lego. And it was like when the first thing he got asked about was like, how does it feel to get your first win? He's like, great, I've got to order lots more Lego now. So I was like, I'm glad we've got a manager who can have a bit of a laugh about it.
Ty, don't lie. You were sitting there thinking, I want to go and be some of this Lego.
Honestly, 100%. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I had the fact that we just bought a house and joint card and everything with a mortgage. I had to show great restraint with the new Pokemon Lego release sets to not spend that money. Because I wouldn't have to buy. It wouldn't be a case of I buy one and build it. I'd have to buy two and then sell one on later on for get all my money back. Yeah. So
he annoys me. He annoys you. Not you, Matt. Rosenior. Rosenior gets on my nerves. He's too performative. I don't like him. He won't be there more than a year. I hate him.
He won't see
Can't
out
stand
his
him.
stupid contract. No one at Chelsea sees out their 6-year contract.
No one in football.
He gets a year. He gets a year, and that'll be it. But I just think he's quite. He's been dealt a very weird hand because everyone knew he was at striker because the Chelsea hierarchy saw him as a potential Chelsea manager or a stopgap to get a name, depending on how things are going. And that has been thrust upon them a bit sooner than they probably would have wanted, because Maresca started speaking out. So he's kind of just there, like, I know I'm here for a bit. I'm just going to roll with it, take the payday. And
that's fine. I respect that. Yeah, absolutely.
Eventually get sacked.
He doesn't help himself though. When after having a playing career in the Premier League, his dad had a managerial career, playing career. They've suddenly decided to change the way they say their last name because he's got the Chelsea job. By the way. He's been Liam Rosenior for 20 years.
Yeah, I know. I keep saying Rosenior as well. I don't know why this.
It's absolutely bonkers that all of a sudden he's got a different last name, said differently, basically. What do you know what I mean? It doesn't work like. Do you imagine Frank Lampard gets a big Frank Lampard? That's his name, Lampard.
That's when he goes
like when Joey Barton went to France and Marseille, tried speaking with a French.
Oh my God!
What are you doing?
Ultra cringe.
Or was it Steve? Was it Steve McClaren when he went to Holland?
Oh, in Holland.
Trying to say,
not just
Holland.
What
are you doing?
Not just Holland. He did it with a Jamaica job as well.
He did it in Jamaica as well.
Oh my God.
Did he?
Why do you have to put the
that.
accent?
Oh,
Like,
God.
I mean, I don't get that. I don't get that. Like, just speak like you normally speak. You don't have to put the accent all of a sudden. Anyway, yeah, that annoys me. That.
But at the same time, I did one player I was impressed by, and I felt really sorry for him in a way after the first game under the new manager, and that was Robert Sanchez. He had a really bad game against Arsenal in the League Cup, and then he bounced back to have a man match performance against Brentford. He is a good goalkeeper. Like, I'm very surprised I'm now saying this about him, but he is a good goalkeeper as long as you don't keep feeding him the ball when in possession. Don't feed him the ball when in possession. Don't give him the ball.
He's a good goalkeeper. He's not a good footballer.
Exactly. He is
Well, you
not
could say
the
that's
Neuer.
Well, I love that. It's like so you basically were justifying why he's a goalkeeper because usually
Isn't that the weirdest thing? Modern football's so weird, man. Imagine saying that to someone like 20 years ago.
I know, it's like basically he's not good at kicking the ball around. So what? So it's like he's basically playing to his strength that he's a goalkeeper.
He can't dribble. Yeah, he needs to be able to dribble, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've gone back to the 90s.
He's good with his
again, haven't
hands.
with all these other things of the 90s. The keepers are following suit. Like, the best keepers in the Premier League right now are not good with their feet. It's about their shot stopping all of a sudden again. Like the Allisons and the Edisons, that era is gone. It's now David Raya, who, let's be honest, isn't great with his feet either. And obviously you mentioned Chelsea's keeper, Emi Martinez, not great with his feet, to be honest with you. We make it work, but he's not great with his feet. There's a lot of other keepers in the Premier League at the same boat.
Well, so was it sales at what's it? Not in Forest, is it? Like he's like he's up there with the ones like just like an old school proper goalkeeper that just knows how to stop. Shot stopper.
I think Donnarumma's not great with his feet, but he is bloody quick off his line. My God,
he makes amazing saves look easy because of how big he is. Like, he'll do a really good save. It's just like, he's diving across the goal.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I'm
he is
guessing
quick as well. He is quick,
you guys
unassumingly.
In previous episodes, talked a lot about United, I'd imagine, over the last few weeks. So we don't need to go loads on United, but we should mention that's a cracking result for Carrick.
It was,
but more importantly, that is the type of result that is going to win Arsenal the league, because this City team just cannot get over the line at the minute, really put it together like previous Pep teams have, and that's why they're not going to win the league this season. It's results like these.
For, Arsenal as well, after them results.
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
100%.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you think he might be a game changer though?
He will help.
I don't think
he will help.
He will help. Obviously, he will help. But I mean, I don't think. I've seen a couple of people say that. Yeah, I've seen a couple of people mention the fact that it looked as though City were like shocked almost by United and how good they were and how compact. And I think that's quite right. I mean, luckily for Carrick, I mean, just to speak about the game itself. I mean, luckily for Carrick, he did have players like Ahmad and Mbeumo back from the AFCON to come in. But I think importantly as well, he did get Mainu straight back into the side. I mean, I think it was no coincidence. I mean, Amorim, when he was... He was okay. He was okay. He didn't pull up any trees. He was okay. But I mean, when Amorim was asked about Mainu in previous interviews and things like that, he would constantly say things like, "Well, I've seen him in training. He's not quite up to scratch. But hey, I know the talent that he has. Blah blah blah." And it's no coincidence that as soon as Carrick gets in, he's right back in the first side. I think he's just that good of a player. I just don't think Amorim liked him for whatever reason. But there you go. And he had a decent game.
I just really hope we and United fans in general don't get a bit ahead of ourselves, because yes, it was a fantastic result.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not, but there were a lot of positives.
But we've seen this
for sure.
before. Yeah. Is what I'm saying.
Another false dawn, people are saying. Yeah, I know.
All of a sudden, new manager, new era, players start performing, and then they get a little bit bored and they can't be bothered anymore.
I'm honestly. Yeah, and exactly, and I mean, I did see fans online, and I don't know, I could swear someone that were being serious saying give Carrick the job, give him the full-time job. I think like, honest to God, I'm still of the opinion that he shouldn't get the full-time job, even if he gets United in the top four. I don't think he should get the full-time job. But
this is what I think will happen, right? United played really well on Saturday, and I think they'll play really well against Arsenal. That might be a draw.
That would be an interesting game.
I think it'll be an interesting game. And then Fulham at home the following week, they'll lose 2-0. That's what I'll happen.
How Wilson was.
The usual form for United of late. Basically.
But I do think this season is positive steps forward for United.
Yeah, I take the positives wherever they come.
I get why Amorim went, but Amorim didn't really go because of performances. Amorim went because he talked himself out of the job. Performance-wise, you've had a pretty decent season, and you've had more steps forward. So if I was a United fan, I'd be the happiest I've been in about 15 years.
It was a great result. I was, but like I think the term is cautiously optimistic, I suppose. And again, obviously with Arsenal coming up as well, unbeaten at home, I think it'll be a draw as well, Carl, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, just lots of things to be just refreshing almost. I mean, when we went 1-0 up, the substitute, the one of the things that had frustrated me most with Amra were his substitutions, constantly dicking around with the back line. I mean, the amount of times he subbed defenders off, particularly when United were winning, and then they would concede. It just made no sense. Every single game he would sub defenders on and off. You know, the three centre backs or whatever. But so I was happy with Carrick's. Basically all of his substitutions made goal contributions. Cunha comes on, assists the goal. Mount comes on. I know it was a marginal. Oh, sorry, scored the goal. And Mount comes on. I know it was a marginal offside. He got a goal, but it was ruled out. But so I was just happy with the positive substitutions. And you know, so that was good to see as well. And long may that continue. But yeah, there was obviously with Dallow's possible red card thing.
I think it was red every day.
I think it was one of those that if it was given, you could say yeah. You know,
it's the red.
Yeah, no. When I saw the replay, I thought, you know, he is going to get sent off, isn't he? And
I've seen so many players get sent off for that this season.
Yeah,
so many.
I think the fact that
oh my god, season for less.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that it wasn't a red card. I mean, again, if it was given, you couldn't argue with it at all. I mean, obviously, I was happy it wasn't. The one thing, one reason it may not have been a straight red, and I know it was a dangerous challenge, was with how early it was in the game. I think it was like 11 minutes in, or something. That could be a reason why, you know, just to kind of. But it was a dangerous tackle, and again, it could be one of those. If it was given, you'd go, well. I mean, that's a justified decision, really. Yeah. But luckily, he didn't.
Well, there is actually one more result I did want to go over, and it's a result I didn't actually think I would go over too much, really, and it's actually Wolves' result against Newcastle United. Now, I bring this up for two reasons. One, I got it right in the Super Six, so in your face too.
That's the only reason you wanted to bring that up, isn't it? That's the only reason.
Wait, hang on. But no, there is another reason as well. I saw a post not too long after that game because they said the game was so diabolical, it was so boring, and someone said, and then it got a lot of traction. This did, so I just wanted to know your guys' opinion. 0-0 draws should be treated as a defeat, so they shouldn't get a point for the game.
I've seen this before. I've seen this cropped up before. You can see the reason behind it, obviously, because you want a bit of action and you want goals and this and that. And you want entertainment and stuff. But I don't think that would quite work, to be honest.
No, Stacey, I agree with Carl. That's such a stupid comment.
There's different types of 0-0 draws. There's some 0-0 draws like where they are utterly abysmal, and you come away thinking that is 2 hours of my life I'm never getting back. But then there's also been the 0-0 draws where you thought, how on earth has there not been a goal here? It's actually been interesting football. Well, I did see a stat before we come on. We've had 16 0-0s in the season so far, and all of last season there was 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it all depends on the situation, though, doesn't it? So Newcastle will be looking at it and may argue, you know what, that could be 2 points drop for them with the way that Wolves this season have been and the way Newcastle are hunting for the top four. Fine, you could look at it that way. But what a great point for Wolves. What a fantastic point for Wolves.
And them for doing well, it's like,
you know, clean sheet.
A draw gets you a point. A 0-0 can win you a league, you know, or stop you from getting relegated. So, you know, it depends on the situation, I agree.
I bet Rob Edwards is absolutely fuming, by the way, right? Get a great result against Newcastle and then Burnley draw at Anfield. Forest draw against Arsenal, and West Ham beat
Could have been a big 2 points. Yeah,
but I think that as well, it's like a lot of teams this season have really tightened up, especially at the back. Like none of the bottom five lost this weekend, none of them. So like that just goes to show you that they're getting very tight up at the back. Like there's not really high goal margins in games as there has been over previous seasons. And getting these results, it boosts confidence for the defence in a way as well. So
I throw in a theory for the 0-0 thing. Do you think it's because there is a lack of top quality centre forwards in the Premier League all of a sudden?
Absolutely
sorry. Let me preface this. There are good centre forwards that are not performing this season.
I'm going to piggyback on your point here, Kyle. I think football has been overcoached to the point where you've almost got to go, almost how like Wenger, we used to joke how
walk it into the net.
Got to walk it into the net. We don't see, apart from like the odd occasion like Casado against Liverpool, you don't see many people outside of the box think, fuck it, I'm going to have a go.
Yeah. Unless they're in claret and blue. Yeah. Sorry.
And just absolutely hoon it. Like the outside of the box goal ratio has been dropping drastically in the last 5 to 10 years. Annoyingly, since Pep come into the Premier League, of having to coach your way in and around the box, pass the ball across, beat the keeper, and in you go.
What's that long throw-in thing that's been a big trend thing that's come back this season? There was like basically everyone's like, who would have thought it? Basically, sometimes you want to like
Tony Pulis thought it.
Yeah, and it worked for like it worked for years, you know.
He's on a beach somewhere thinking, I am a trendsetter.
Yeah. Have you seen?
I'm ahead of my time.
I don't even know where he is. Like
in his tracksuit.
He actually has a podcast. He has a podcast with Mick McCarthy. I genuinely look at it.
Doesn't he?
It's as good as it sounds.
Hasn't he been doing the Uber Eats adverts with
Pardew? Yeah, with Sam Allardyce and Pardew.
Yeah. I will say, to back Matt's point up there, I was doing some stat look for what we're going to talk about in a minute, but Victor Gyökeres obviously has had, goal scoring wise, a poor season, and he hasn't really kicked off yet. But he's above XG, so he's doing better.
But I couldn't care less about XG, honestly. That's one stat. I'm just like, get rid of it.
Clearly, Arsenal aren't creating the opportunities for him. That's what I'm saying. And there's a lot of strikers
or is it that he's getting in the wrong areas?
Maybe, but
you can argue both.
Probably both.
Possibly, but I mean, Arsenal aren't playing to his strength, and there's a few teams doing it. I mean, United with Sesko, particularly under Emery, and they weren't really playing to his strength. They were trying to get him to play a different game. There's lots of strikers doing it where they're having to try and be someone they're not. And I think it'll change. The 90s are coming back, right? Crosses will be the thing next season. I tell you now.
The amount of headed goals we'll see next season. Kits. That's all I want from the 90s.
Now bring back
the proper checker jobs.
For the World Cup, Nike have been teasing that they're going to bring back those 90s-style goalie kits, and I think even Chelsea's leaked kit for next season is like one from the 1980s, 1990s, of that sort of ilk. So
it was how baggy they used to be as well.
Oh, as soon as they get wet and muddy, that thing weighed a ton.
I mean, as long as we can get somebody doing the Michael Owen thing where a kid's in goal and he just batters them. 18.
Well done, he's 9.
Well done, he's 12.
Whatever you say, look, that's one. That's a great one.
Oh, right. Well, we normally finish off with the Super 6 this week, but I just had a quick look in this Champions League, which starts tomorrow. So I think can we even get a hold of the matches for the weekend at all?
No,
is that even plausible?
We have to wait until the end of the Champions League stuff. I know. I always fed up at the chat when they put the Champions League ones, because it's like, who the hell like really care? Like, Bodo
Glimt versus like Olympiacos.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really want Stuart to finish that sentence and say, who the hell really cares about the Champions League? Go on, Stu. Throw that one out there.
Well, I don't feel like saying it now. I feel like I've been,
group stage, new format, Champions League group stage. I don't care. I'll say it. I don't care.
Amazing. I'm against you. I had the time of my life last
season. Really? Once it gets to the knockouts, love it. Nothing like European football on like a weekday evening. But this even the old format group stages, just oh my god, the opening week.
It's a different podcast. It's a different podcast for another time. Beer all day.
Sticking with European football, because we've had a few years of it now. How do we feel with, obviously, like almost linking back to the 0-0 conversation with away goals? Because that's one thing UEFA brought in.
I miss away goals.
I miss away goals.
Those scoring matches when you get a team going away to a hard place in a knockout stage, that you get some.
It encourages more 0-0s than it probably needs. Yeah,
but at the same time, that's the way sport does, because it changes, right? I still miss golden goal. Bring back golden goal.
Golden goal needs to come back, and not even just as a nostalgic kind of thing. It just has to do for purely logistically. No one wants 30 minutes extra time. The players don't try. They're playing for penalties. Golden goal, they'd give it a go.
I need that back.
Honestly, that needs to come back.
Well, to be fair, we know why they do the extra time because that means 30 minutes of more television coverage that they get more money.
30 minutes of taking time. Oh my god.
But
extra time's been bullied out, isn't it? Penalties after League Cup draws now.
Yeah, I like that. But in your international tournaments, it's always good. I don't see that.
I'm pissed about getting rid of replays. To be fair,
extra time is only good for the first 15 minutes, like we saw in the AFCON. You play 15 minutes of actual football. It's 15 minutes of either hold the fort.
Yeah. It's so boring, man. Yeah.
I do have to agree with Matt Ty though with the away goal thing. I miss it so much. Like one of my favourite ever nights as a football fan has got to be either Dico Origi when he obviously scored the goal that took Barcelona through, or even better, was it Lucas Moura when he scored the hat-trick goal?
Yeah. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
But who scored for Liverpool?
Dico Origi.
You said Barcelona, didn't he?
It's Divock.
Divock.
Didn't he play for Man City?
Divock. Sorry. That's a picky one. That's a picky one.
Yeah,
that's a nitpicky one.
Come on. Give Gallia again. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Here we go again.
He just couldn't handle because
we'll
basically.
finish off.
Yeah, you couldn't handle it.
I think.
Yeah, no, he basically couldn't handle that. He was right, 3 times in this podcast? So it's like he had to get one wrong thing for you.
You had to get one over him, didn't he? Yeah, you had to bring him down a peg just a bit. Yeah. So petty.
Thanks, Carl.
Obviously, extra time.
Honestly.
I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. I didn't mention it beforehand. Like, what do you make of the scenes in the AFCON final? Like, with the whole... everything.
So I didn't actually see it. I was watching the Masters final, the snooker, and then a mate of mine was texting me saying, "Are you watching this?" And I went, "No." And then I went on, and I couldn't believe it. And then obviously with the Panenka, they score afterwards. The crowd trouble. Oh my god.
There's house all through the match with the Morocco ball boys taking away Mendy's towel and throwing it into the crowd to the point where the Senegal second choice keeper was effectively the towel's bodyguard and standing there holding it, and at one point had to fight 4 ball boys for this towel. Then you had the softest reason of goal not given in the world.
Oh yeah, like he went down so easily.
In the 94th minute, which would have still Senegal win it. And then 2 minutes later, you get the controversy of a penalty, which, when you look at it, yes, that is a penalty because he's sort of grabbing him round the neck and pulled him down. Diaz did go down like he got shot 5 times and he'd gone absolutely flying. But to walk off the pitch like that, I mean, fair play to Sadio Mane. Whatever he said with the leadership team like Koulibaly and Mendy to get the team back out there, like absolutely fair play. And then you had Diaz's Panenka penalty.
23 minutes, was it, Matt? 24 minutes between the penalty decision and the penalty being taken. My God.
And then Senegal win it. And when they score the goal in extra time, they hook off Diaz, who was top scorer at the tournament and I think was going to win Golden Ball. And he just cut to him sobbing his eyes out because he had the chance to win Morocco's first AFCON in about 50 years.
What was he thinking, in fairness?
What was he like
thinking?
Just
blast it.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking.
Corners.
Yeah.
What was fascinating about that one? Because obviously the one Morocco was kind of going. I think there was the press conference afterwards that was fascinating. With basically the Senegal manager walked in and then all the Moroccan
they walked off. They sort of repeated.
So they're blaming the manager. But if I was like a fan of Morocco, I'd be looking at Diaz with that penalty, like fuming with him because. Why are you trying to be cocky and trying to dink it over the keeper? It's your first, you got a penalty. It took you nearly 20 minutes to take it.
He's going to get enough.
Exactly,
you got to leave it now.
Did the 2 managers have a bit of a tiff afterwards as well, Matt? They had a bit of hand bikes. Yeah.
It's like on the one hand, walking off, the penalty was always going to be last play of the game.
Yeah.
So if you are Senegal, you can't just if this goes in, it's game over. We're not staying around because of the controversy. But also at the same time, if Mendy does save it, there's normally that 30 seconds to a minute window where the ref goes let's just see what happens here if the ball's still in play.
Yeah. Another 20 minutes.
It's so weird watching it.
Yeah.
You've got John Obi Mikel on the comms in Channel 4 just be it's a shame because the AFCON tournament has been brilliant. Like the football on show there, players always step up. And I did see one
Salah.
stat apart from Salah, since Salah's really hit up with the Egypt national team, they had won 7 AFCONs before Salah and had won 0. Sadio Mane's played them twice and won twice. So someone's saying, is this the Mane Salah thing saga over? Because Mane has got the better of him in 2 finals. But it's such a shame that what half-hour episode has muddied the tournament.
I'm really fed up of the AFCON, African Cup of Nations being a joke of a tournament. And that's the problem, because you're right, there was good football played beforehand, but this is what it will be remembered as. There's always something, and it's a real. I've heard the quote today. It's a real shame for African football, and it is, because they've taken strides. But African football is never going to be taken seriously until they figure out this shit, because it's politics. It's unprofessional. It's stuff you do not see at the top level of football, and there's a reason you do not see it. It just shouldn't happen, and
to back you up with the politics side of it, like John, I don't know if any of you listened to the John Mikel podcast. He was talking about his time in Nigeria, like, and he was saying, why don't you sort of go for like almost what Eto'o did with Cameroon and go to be in charge of the Nigerian Football Federation? Because he always presents these really good ideas. He's like, I'll never work with them because they are so backwards in the way they do it. Like, he was talking about how when Nigeria went to the 2014 World Cup, Mikel paid for their flights, for the star flights, because the Nigerian Federation wouldn't do it. The governments of African football are some of the most backwards, corrupt nations, which is absolutely ridiculous, because they are producing some high-quality, talented players. And you see African football, if you look at the rankings, they are rising. Morocco last World Cup got 4th place.
Yeah.
Cameroon have always been there or thereabouts. You've got Senegal, Ghana. You've got Senegal now. I think are either in the latest FIFA rankings are now top 10, because you've got Mendy, Koulibaly, and so on. They are quality football players in there. It's shame, but like Carl said, it's organised by a bunch of clowns.
Yeah,
I can't take it seriously. I just can't take it seriously until they act serious. And that's I will say, you're on about Brahim Diaz, right? And yes, we all know he should have just buried it into the bottom corner like any other professional footballer would. I get that. But imagine if he pulled it off. Imagine if he pulled off Panenka.
When Zidane done it in the World Cup.
Zidane, like you get. I think didn't and Pirlo.
We were talking about one of the coldest moments in football ever if he pulled that off.
Mendy has faced a Panenka before from Aguero, Man City, and just sort of been there like, what are you doing? So he knows the sort of the technique. So. But we talk about the politics for African football. There are some theories today saying that because Senegal walked off, refused to play, that they agreed a deal that he would miss the penalty on purpose, the Panenka. And the problem is, it sounds batty, it sounds stupid, but because it's African football, a bit of me believes it. You do never know, because this is a same tournament there. One team where 2 teams. I think it was when we first started this. 2 teams played each other in a group stage game, drew the game. But because they finished level on points, goals scored, goals conceded, rather than just play that game for a winner, they drew lots to decide who goes through to the next round. That is still happening in AFCON football. They do rock, paper, scissors, which I do with my under-9s at school.
But this is the same tournament as well that had one of the nations, I believe, came into it with 2 head coaches because the board wanted the governing body wanted 1 head coach and the other head coach refused to leave. So it's a joke. It's a joke of a tournament.
Sit there and say it's not entertaining though. Like as much as it's crazy, it's entertaining as hell.
Oh yeah, 100%.
When we talk about it, it's just like it has got a reputation of being like this tournament. There's always something happens or something that
I think it's better to like leave it to the commentators and to the pundits who are going to be heard by millions of people to say, oh, isn't this a disgrace? Oh, it undermines African football. Come on, let's laugh. It is pretty funny when you see something like that happen. I mean, come on.
I mean, you do have a problem.
Oh my goodness.
As a footballing community, let's say, when the MLS is more professional than you've got a problem. So
true, yeah, I'll give you that.
But
the
I think domestic league.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it there though.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not brushed up on my African politics, so I'm worried. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure.
It's probably the most insane bit of football I watched.
Yeah, no, it was nuts. It was nuts.
Yeah, but the problem is you brought it up now, Matt, and if you look on I think there's a red dot there. Just careful out your windows. There might be some sort of snipers about. You never know.
I mean, How many times is like was it some people said about, or was it AFCON and happening during January, and everyone's kind of managers and they've all like gone to their defence saying it's a serious tournament, this is we should take it seriously, and then all of a
This is the
sudden this
worst
happens.
part
It's
of
like,
it. They've proven Jamie Carragher right. For
oh
God's
god,
sake.
Yeah.
oh god, no, that can't be
Right.
allowed.
No, we can't.
Anyway,
that can't
no,
be
alright.
the bombshell we end it on like in Top Gear.
No.
We can't end
Well,
it
we're
with
gonna
Jamie
have to, I
Carragher being
think.
right.
All right. So take care, everyone. Obviously, don't forget to like,
Whoa,
subscribe.
whoa, whoa,
Also,
whoa.
what?
Are we not?
Oh,
Well, we're
Yeah,
doing that. Don't
Yeah,
worry,
oh,
Kyle.
okay.
we're-
Don't
Watch out
worry.
then. Watch out. It's fine.
Excuse me.
God.
Right. Okay, cut that bit off.
keep it. No, keep it in. It's fun, fun. You know.
No, don't forget to like and subscribe. Obviously, Carl doesn't understand. I'm doing my own bit here. But we are also on Spotify as well, just to let you know too. So don't forget
Are we?
to also subscribe on there
Yes,
too. Yes,
we
we are on Spotify. So get on
Just need
there
to-
and get following
Yeah.
us too. All right. But take care, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Bye bye.
I